Okay, girls, today's training is about image. So, yes, that is kind of how you look, or at least how you are perceived by other people. It goes a little bit deeper than just appearance. Did you know that you usually only have 7 seconds to make a first impression? And so that's not very much time. And depending on what day it is, that impression could be very, very bad or very, very good. And so I'm going to try to give you some tips here on how you can kind of be on the winning side of that. All right, so the first thing is we have a new director of, I'm not sure if she's director of field services or training, but her name is Holly Ennis that Jamberry has brought on board, and she's fabulous. She has been super successful in direct sales, and the woman knows what she's talking about. So she talked about just some tips and tricks on how to raise your image bar. And as she was doing this training, I was thinking to myself, I do a lot of these things, and if I think really throughout my life, I think they really have attributed a lot of my own successes, not just in Jamberry, but in life in general. My husband always says, you are always the overdressed one in every room. And he doesn't mean that as a bad thing. He just means, that, I like to dress up. And so I'm going to teach you kind of where to draw the line. You don't want to be in a formal when everyone else is in t-shirts, but it's okay. It's okay to be a step above. It actually should be your goal. So that is one thing that Holly threw out there was everywhere you go for every occasion, think about what the norm is going to be and then dress one step above that. And so let's think of some ideas. So she talked about like if you were going to your kid's ball game, most moms are probably going to be in some shorts and a shirt or shorts and a tank top or something like that. It might be hot out there. So you don't want to go with your embellished sweater because you want to look cute. You're going to be miserable. And you don't also want to go in your formal gown because people are going to look at you and think you're kind of strange. So you want to dress for the occasion, but then just raise it a notch. So maybe you're going to wear some brightly colored shorts and a shirt, something that's a little eye-drawing, something that people are like, oh, where did you get those shorts? They may not say that to your face, but as long as they think it, you want for your image to be so consistent everywhere you go that after a while, someone can't be around you for too long before they ask you about something that you're wearing. And that opening to the conversation is not only an opening for you to start talking about some other accessories you love to wear, but it's also an opening to the little window of their mind because they obviously like what you're putting in front of them. And when somebody likes, what they see about you, they want to emulate it. Imitation is, the most sincerest form of flattery. And so how awesome when somebody's like, oh my gosh, where did you get that scarf? And you get to tell them where they got it. And you know that if they are loving certain aspects of your style and how you're presenting yourself, that they're going to be more open to listening to you about your nail style as well. So that's just kind of a little tip that I really have found, I feel like in real life, has worked in all situations. So I'm going to actually flash some pictures here and tell you why a lot of these looks work. Going back to our ball field example. So maybe you don't have colorful shorts. Maybe you haven't invested in that. First of all, go invest. But second of all, maybe it's just adding a pop of a cute bright colored handbag. One of my favorite purchases recently was at JamCon. We got the opportunity to purchase these plum Jamberry leather handbags, and I went back and forth on whether I really needed another handbag, yada yada yada. So of course I bought it, and everywhere I have gone since coming back home, I have been stopped about this plum handbag, and people, of course, what do they say? Where did you get that? That is gorgeous. And what do I get to say? Well, my company really takes care of me, and they only offered this to their consultants. So I'm sorry. Have you heard of Jamberry? And we open a whole conversation about recruiting and all that good stuff. So, anything like that, a small little handbag, maybe like a colorful belt with your jean shorts and t-shirt. Anything to draw the eye, some cute little ballet flats that have a great pattern or a great color. So there are 5 rules or tips that I want to give you. Tip number 1 is wear clothes that fit. And this can be hard in both directions. Don't dress the body you used to have, and don't dress the body you wish you had. Of course, number 1, don't wear things that are too tight. And I know some of you are like, I'm a busy mom, I just got to wear what I got. But I promise you, if you invest in things that just fit well, you won't need that much. You'll need some staple items, and you can really accessorize them to look different every day. So if you have, some areas of your body that you're not so proud of, maybe it's your midsection after birthing those 5 beautiful children, good job, mama, and you have some battle wounds because of that, then let's dress that part down and let's dress up the parts that you love about yourself. Never heard any woman say, oh my gosh, I just hate my clavicle. My shoulders are so obese. No, so that's a part that we usually are okay with. And so, accentuate that. Maybe fit your shoulders, or even scoop necked items that show, just your neck area, not too much. Use that to your advantage. Buy clothing that accentuates the parts that you like. And if you don't like your midsection, then make sure it's fitted this way, and then it flows away from you right there. There you go. You just fooled the eye into thinking, oh, well, she looks nice up here, so I'm assuming everything that I can't see must look nice as well. So that's the trick of clothing. If you feel like your hips are bigger than your shoulders, then you don't want to wear wide leg pants on the bottom that fall straight from your hips down, because that gives the illusion that your widest part of your body is what the rest of your leg looks like, wide. And then if you pair that with a fitted shirt, then that makes your top look narrower and your bottom look even bigger. So just use little tips and tricks like that. Dress your body. And don't go with things that are too tight. My mama always said, just because it zips don't mean it fits, okay? So just use, discretion. And I know we all try it, but it just doesn't work. You actually end up looking bigger when you try to wear too small of clothes. So let me go on the opposite side of that, because some of us are busy moms and we know we don't want to hug certain curves of ours, and so we throw on our husband's oversized t-shirt and our yoga pants and run out the door. And I know that is so tempting and it is comfortable, and some days you get a green flag. You do what you need to do. But give yourself like 1 day a week to do that, and try to make it the day that you're like going to stay at home. And the rest of the days, you make an effort. You put time into you, because you're the one who runs that family. You're the one who teaches those children, especially those little girls, what to think and feel about themselves. Teaching your daughters, number 1, what to think about themselves. Number 2, how much effort to put into themselves and that they are worth it. And so you put effort into you, mama. Even if you're not a mama, put effort into you. All right, so going on that same note with the extra baggy clothes. It's okay. Baggy fashion is kind of in, so it's okay to wear kind of a baggy shirt. Make it a fashionable shirt. Don't make it your husband's oversized t-shirt. But if you're going to wear loose fitting on top, then make sure your bottom is more fitted. You don't want to wear loose fitting shirt on top of loose fitting pants, because then you just look like one big messy blob. So wear a skinny jean, or at least a straight leg pant with, or even leggings. And while I'm on the topic of leggings, if you do 50 plus crunches in a week, you feel free to show your hiney in leggings. If you don't do 50 plus crunches in a week, wear a shirt long enough to cover your hiney when you wear leggings. Just saying. I hope you feel confident enough to do it. All right, tip number 2 is to accessorize. So we already talked about, if you're just going to wear a simple outfit, like maybe to the ball field or something, accessorize with a fabulous purse or a statement belt, maybe a really colorful belt, or even some cute shoes, which we'll talk about a little bit more. But then jewelry. Jewelry is the easiest way to accessorize. And you can't really mess it up. I mean, more is more. So one thing that's very popular now, which I'm not doing it today, but is the arm party, is what they call it, where you just stack bracelets upon bracelets upon bracelets, and either colors that coordinate with your outfit or colors that really pop away from your outfit. And that's a really fun way to accessorize, because bracelets look good on everyone, necklaces look good on everyone, jewelry just fits everyone. And so I guess my only tips about that would be, number one, if you're going to wear a statement necklace, like a big, bulky, beautiful and yes, you can wear statement necklaces. I cannot stand when ladies say, I just can't pull that off. You can. Believe that you can and do it. If you're going to wear a statement necklace, then make your earrings a little more subtle, maybe studs. Don't do the statement necklace and the big, blingy hangy down earrings, because it looks like you're trying a little too hard. But honestly, some people can pull it off and it's fine. Also, you can totally mix metals. That used to be a faux pas a long time ago, but now it's acceptable. You can mix gold and silver, even rose gold, with the other metals. My advice on doing that is make it look intentional. Don't wear all silver, like earrings, watch, bracelets, rings, and then one gold necklace. It looks kind of like you maybe didn't notice it was gold. Instead, stack your gold and silver bracelets on the same wrist so people know, oh, she definitely knew those were on the same wrist. Maybe invest in like a watch that has both tones in it so it goes with whatever jewelry you want to wear. And same with maybe necklaces or earrings. Just kind of find things that have both tones, or make it a point to make it look very purposeful when you mix your metals. But it's totally fine and acceptable, and actually pretty fun to do that. All right, now moving on to tip 3, which is shoes. Shoes can make an outfit, girls. Have we learned anything from Cinderella? Shoes can change your life. Just find your basic flats are perfect. I mean, I live in Florida, so we're flip-flops and ballet flats kind of all the time, but also boot season. I love boot season. Ours is like super short, but I love it because you can really totally change an outfit with a good pair of knee-high boots, or I have these awesome, super comfortable fringe type boots that are kind of slouchy even, and I can throw them on with a sundress, y'all, like a sundress, and it like totally changes the outfit. I get so many compliments on them, and they seriously were just a pair of boots that last season after season after season. So invest in some statement shoes, and you'd be surprised how much use you can get out of them, because you can wear them like with skinny jeans, and those same boots that I mentioned look totally different with a sundress in those boots. So shoes. All right, tip number 4 is hair. Take the time to fix your hair. And listen, when I say fix, I don't mean it has to be like all elaborate or anything like that. Find out what works for you, okay? And so for me, I have fine hair that holds a curl for days. So guess how I wear my hair? Curly, because I can wake up the next morning and most of it is still curled. I just have to touch up some of the top pieces and I'm good to go. Now, will I wear my hair straight? Rarely. It takes forever to straighten my hair, and then it doesn't really like to stay straight. It gets all kind of kinky down here and stuff. So I find what works for me, and curly kind of works for me, and not everybody knows that I wear my hair curly every day. They don't see me every day, but yeah, I do. All right, and we don't always have to be talking about like full down hairstyle. I'm talking about just look like you put some effort. Sometimes the messy bun on top of the head can look fabulous if you throw a scarf and some sweet sunglasses with it and make sure you accessorize your jewelry. That can work. But there are days, you feel like not even brushing, just pulling it back with your fingers. And that usually doesn't really complete your outfit. A few tips that I have learned, for any of you who have fine kind of hair like I do, this thing is your best friend, okay? So my hairdresser tells me, stop washing your hair every day. You need to wait every 3 days. And so I try really hard. I love it on day 1. Day 2, day 3, girls, not pretty. So, but I try. So on day 2, here's what I do. I use this little contraption, and this is like forever old, so my bristles are all bleh. But it's called a teasing brush. You can get it at Sally's. I know it sounds scary, but it's not. You literally just lift up sections of your hair and tease just around the places where you're kind of flat. And then you just smooth over the top, and no one knows that there's a rat's nest living under your hair. It adds some volume and fullness that you might need on day 2 and 3. So this brush is worth the investment. Trust me. And then also dry shampoo. Now there are lots of evil dry shampoos on the market that don't work. So my favorite dry shampoo is Eva NYC. This stuff really works. And then I also have a really good friend who swears by the Batiste brand. I think that's how you say it. But they have some like specifically made for like blondes and stuff like that. And she swears that it's amazing. I've just never tried it before, but I trust that it is. So invest in some dry shampoo so that you can get like, you know, a little fluffy look when you're feeling like you got to run out the door. And then my last tip is like there's some days when it's just not happening. You can use all the dry shampoo in the world and your hair is just going to look ratchet. So those are the days when I might dress down. Yoga pants, an oversized t-shirt. No, I'm talking regular t-shirt, maybe jeans with a fabulous handbag or something, maybe some bright shoes. But I keep these like fun trucker hats that aren't just like, you know, ugly. They're like kind of cute. This one has bling on it, and I'll throw it on. I don't usually wear it like that. And I usually, because if the top's looking a mess, the bottom probably is too, I will just do a very rudimentary, like, braid. I'm like not even talking hairbrushes here. I mean, I literally will just take it and braid it really roughly because I want this to be very loose and kind of like I did it on purpose. And then you put a little thing there. You can even do something with that on that side so it's not looking so rough. I don't know. Alright, so I do kind of like this look a little bit sometimes if I'm just having if you see me at the pool or at the beach, I usually will be sporting the side braid and the trucker cap. So find some, it's pretty, huh? Find some tips and tricks that are kind of go-tos for you and use them. I mean, it's okay. You don't have to do something different every day. Maybe you can have a system. First day, you get to really gussy up your hair the day you got to wash it. Second day, maybe it's dry shampoo and updo or something, like a ponytail that's kind of cute. And then last day is like a messy bun on top of your head or trucker hat kind of day. So kind of find what works for you, and that way you're not sitting at home like, oh, I'm a hot mess. What am I supposed to do with myself? You kind of have these systems that you fall back into. And so while we're talking about hair, let's go ahead and brush the topic of makeup. So some of you beauties are just natural, and you can go out with very minimal makeup or none at all. And I am not one of you. I love my makeup. I would spend an hour doing it every morning if I had the time. But I know you're just like me and you don't have the time. So have that makeup routine that is an hour long that you can use when you gussy up, when you go on a date night, just to feel really great about yourself. But then also have that routine in your back pocket that's like a 5 to 10 minute routine that you can do quickly every morning. My advice is to pick 3 things makeup-wise that you can't live without and do them every day. So mine would be probably like a foundation, mascara, and something for my lips, whether it be like a clear gloss even, or a tinted chapstick or something like that. Okay. Yours might be eyeliner, concealer, and I don't know, eyebrow pencil. I don't know. Just find your 3 things that are kind of crucial for you to walk out of the house and feel good about yourself. Not just feel acceptable, not just feel okay, feel good, okay? And make sure you do those things every day because you never know who you're going to run into. And remember, we only have 7 seconds to make that first impression. And so we want people who see us to be like, I would enjoy her life. We don't really want them to look at us and be like, oh, no thank you. Okay. All right. And my last piece of advice is to smile. To smile even when maybe you don't feel like it. And listen, I know we all have our days, and that's okay. Give yourself some grace. We're not shooting for perfection in any of these areas. We're shooting for effort and grace, okay? This is going to help your business in the fact that when people are around you, or even they see you from a distance, are you snapping at your children? Are you scowling at the world? Are you rolling your eyes at the lady who's taking a long time in line? People are watching even when you don't know they are. And so if you can train yourself to not only think positively, see the bright side of every situation, but you know what? Something's going wrong. Your kids are acting crazy. Just look at the mommy in the buggy next to you and just laugh it off. Laugh it off. Maybe make a joke about your child's behavior. We all go through it. It's okay. But what turns you off is when you see that mommy, and sure, she's had a rough day and her kids have disobeyed for the last time, but you don't see that. All you see is the snap, and she looks real ugly. And so we don't really want that to be anyone's first impression of us. So just be aware and work really hard on being a genuinely joyful person, being positive to be around. You want people who are around you to feel uplifted and inspired rather than drugged down and just burdened. And so that's a little soul searching you might need to do for yourself. I know when I'm having a hard day, you know, it's like, okay, we maybe just need to go home before I ruin my image here, okay? So going right along with your image, the whole reason this is important is because it is attached to your personal brand. We talked a little bit about branding at conference, about when you think of Jamberry, what words pop in your mind? I think of generous, trustworthy. I think of really awesome products, not shabby. The things they produce work, and they always make it right with their customers. I think of those things, and what great things to think about a company. And then you have to think to yourself, you are your own company. Yes, we are kind of like down underneath Jamberry, but really we're self-employed. And the way one Jamberry consultant acts does not have to determine our brand. And so it's your job to decide how are you going to showcase yourself to your customers and have them remember you. And it's about consistency, and it's about deciding what words you want to pop into people's minds when they think of you. And so this image is part of that. You want them to think put together. Effort. If she's going to put effort into herself, she's going to put effort into me. These are just subconscious, subliminal things that you can give to your customer base so that they know that you're trustworthy. Some of my 3 words that I put as I want my personal brand to be known as is knowledgeable. I want my customers and the consultants that are under me to know that I am the place they can come for knowledge. If I don't already have that knowledge, I will go find it, because I want them to know I'm a come-to source for anything they need to know. I put generous. I want my customers to know that, yeah, you might not have won that drawing, but I'm going to give you a prize anyway. I want you to know that I care about you. I want to give to you. It's not all about what I can get out of this. It really does give me joy to be giving and generous. I want to be known as that. I want to use part of my Jamberry paycheck to love on others. Gifts are my love language, and so I love to love on people by being generous. And so I want that to be part of my personal brand, who I am. And lastly, I put trendy. I want my customers to know that if they come to me and they say, all right, is this a bad combo, or is this going to look good? Should I buy this one or this one? Or even if I'm just suggesting things on my page about this is an awesome Jamacure, or these are awesome products, I want them to know I know what I'm talking about. Like, I'm keeping up on the latest trends, and I'm helping them to be trendy if they feel a little lost. So those are my personal brands. And so I have to think about how I'm going to accomplish those with my customers. Not all customers are going to see everything I do, so I can't just be generous once. That might put that idea in one customer's head, but that's not going to be a brand. That's going to be oh, that one time she was generous. I need to be generous over and over and over and over again in order to get that to be my brand, what my brand is known as. I need to be trendy and on top of the market all the time. And I need to be knowledgeable. I need to continue to grow my knowledge. So those are things I'm going to work on every day. So I challenge you, if you're watching this, to not only dedicate yourself to working on your image every day, just taking everything a step above where you have it now, but then also working on your personal brand. Name the top 3 things you want to be known as a businesswoman, as a small business owner, and do something today in all 3 of those areas that are going to help you be known as that brand.